Storie here with Jazz Memes. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the last few videos. It's been great to get to know a lot of you, and thanks so much for your comments. Keep commenting in a lot of these chord melody videos if you've got questions or any tunes that you want me to do some arrangements on. Just to recap a few things, I think it's really important when we're playing solo guitar, as we talked about in some of the other videos, make sure that there's always a clear melody that's happening. So my goal on that right there was just a 12-bar blues, Things Ain't What They Used to Be. It's a great Duke Ellington head. Was to make sure that whether I was playing the melody or whether I was improvising, that there was always a clear melodic idea coming through. Even in the moments where there was sort of a little question and answer from some chords I was playing, there's always going to be a note that's on top of those chords. So you want to make sure that you're choosing good voicings and that you have good control of the right hand so that you know which finger, in this case without a pick, needs to be giving the right amount of pull into the strings so that you can get the melody to come out clearly. I think that's one of the most important things when we're playing solo guitar. At least when I hear a lot of my students play solo guitar or chord melody arrangements, a lot of times the melody gets really lost because they're trying to play a lot of chord voicings and they don't have a lot of control in that. So that's one thing. Another item to practice, which we've talked a little bit about, is to make sure that the time feel is really relaxed, yet always is pushing forward. Because obviously when we're playing solo, it's an opportunity for us to kind of pull the time feel a little bit and to make the time feel more elastic. But in truth, I think one of the great things that makes all those performances by Joe Pass, Lenny Breau, a lot of these great solo jazz guitarists so special is that their time feel was fantastic. A lot of those guys were inspired by pianists like Errol Garner, guys who came from a stride school with playing, and one of the main fundamentals of that style of piano is to make sure that there's always this time feel that's happening, right? So something for us to strive for when we play is to have that good time. So let's practice this. If you've got your guitar on that side of the screen, follow me. Start by snapping right here at this tempo. That's about the tempo I was just at, right? Let's not do this with a metronome, okay? So this is going to be 2 and 4. So if it's a drum kit, it would be the hi-hat, right? I'm just going to count myself off, and I'm going to get my foot tapping to match the snapping so that I'm externalizing the beat. Okay, and we're just going to play the 12-bar blues with a simple Charleston pattern. A Charleston pattern is when we play the chord on beat 1 and the end of 2. It follows the old Charleston rhythm that was a part of the Charleston dance during the swing era. Okay, so B-flat blues, Charleston pattern. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, a 3, 4. I'm even getting 2 and 4 like on the guitar. It's kind of a rest, right? And the reason we're practicing this without the metronome is to make sure that we can get it nice and relaxed. Let's do another chorus. It's important to play with the metronome. I think the metronome, of course, is something that can help us build really great time, but you have to practice without it too. And you have to practice getting really confident and feeling 2 and 4. To the point where you can have a conversation like I'm having right now on the camera, right? Apparently, John Clayton, who's one of my mentors here in LA, told me that when he studied with Ray Brown, that Ray would make him walk bass lines and play scales and tell him what he did at school during the day while he did all of that. And it was a way to do what I'm doing right now, which is just to keep the time feel going and make it so subconscious that you don't have to think about it. And that's one of the big goals that we can face as a guitar player, right? For that matter, any instrument. How about we flip the time now? Let's do that as 1 and 3. This is going to be hard. I don't think I'm going to be able to have a conversation on camera and feel 1 and 3 because I'm so wired to feel 2 and 4, especially after just doing some rounds. So here's 1 and 3. 1, 3, foot tapping. 1, 3, Charleston pattern. 1, 3. All right, I'm going to try to have a conversation with this one, but it's a little harder. So this guitar I'm playing is a Marchione. It's a 16-inch arch top. And I got my old Fender behind me, but that's not what you're hearing my sound through right now. Let's see, that's tricky. I had to think about it right there, right? It's so weird to feel that 1 and 3, right? A 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, so that's something that you can practice, and I really recommend you do it without the metronome. And maybe a part of your practice routine right now is play your scales every day with very clear metronome markings, scales, arpeggios, some intervallic studies, and then turn the metronome off and really sit with how you feel a pulse like that, right? So we want to make sure 2 and 4, there's an internal pulse going on there, but that we can also go between 2 and 4 and 1 and 3. Both are useful when we play solo guitar. So be sure to comment and like, subscribe here on Jazz Memes. If you have any questions, I'm curious also what you guys do for practicing time feel at home and to make your time feel sound more natural and really swinging, especially when you're playing in a solo setting like this. It's really challenging. So thanks for tuning in, and more videos to come. See ya.